Does time feel like it's slipping away from you? Are you finding it hard to focus on what's important in life? If you've ever felt like you're wasting time or struggling to make the most of each day, this story is for you. Today, we share a life-changing lesson about the value of time and how you can use it wisely to live a fulfilling and meaningful life. Now, let's dive into the story. In a small village nestled among the mountains, there lived a young man named Tashi. He had big dreams and goals, but he often found himself wasting time. He would delay important tasks, thinking, "I have time. I'll do it later." Tashi was easily distracted, spending hours chatting with friends, watching sunsets, or dreaming about a future that seemed far away. One day, a wise monk named Lama Dorje came to the village. Known for his deep wisdom and calm presence, he was respected by everyone. People would often seek his guidance, hoping to live a more meaningful life. Tashi, feeling lost and frustrated, decided to meet him. Maybe this monk could teach him how to use his time more wisely. Tashi approached Lama Dorje with respect and asked, "Master, I feel like I'm wasting my life. I keep putting things off, even though I have so many dreams. How can I make better use of my time?" Lama Dorje smiled gently and invited Tashi to take a walk with him. As they strolled through the peaceful forest, the trees swayed in the wind and birds chirped overhead. After a while, the monk stopped by a quiet pond and asked Tashi to sit down beside him. "Do you see this water?" Lama Dorje asked, pointing to the still surface of the pond. "It's calm and clear, just like your mind can be if you learn to value your time." Tashi looked at the water, still unsure of what the monk meant. Lama Dorje continued, "Imagine that this pond represents your life. When you waste time, your mind is like the water when a stone is thrown into it. The surface becomes disturbed, and the reflection of the sky becomes blurry. But when you use your time wisely, your mind stays calm, like the still water of this pond. Only then can you clearly see what's important." Tashi listened quietly, beginning to understand. He had been so distracted with the small, meaningless things in life that his mind was constantly unsettled, clouded by things that didn't matter. He realized that, like the pond, his life had become unclear because he wasn't using his time wisely. Lama Dorje then handed Tashi a small bowl and asked him, "I want you to fill this bowl with water from the pond, but be careful not to spill a drop." Tashi nodded and carefully approached the pond, dipping the bowl into the water. He walked slowly back to the monk, focusing all his attention on not spilling a drop. It wasn't easy, but he was determined to do it right. When he returned, he placed the bowl in front of Lama Dorje and said, "I was careful and focused on the task." Lama Dorje smiled, pleased. "That is exactly how you should treat your time. Each moment is like a drop of water in this bowl. If you focus and use your time wisely, you can fill your life with meaning and purpose. But if you scatter your focus, you'll lose the precious moments, just like spilling the water." Tashi's heart opened wide as he understood the lesson. Time, like the water in the bowl, was precious. Once it was gone, it could never be returned. From that day on, Tashi made a commitment to change. He began to prioritize his time, setting clear goals and focusing on what mattered most. He stopped putting things off and began living more purposefully. Slowly, his life began to take shape, and he found joy in the work he had once avoided. As the years went by, Tashi became known in the village for his wisdom and hard work. He often shared his story with younger people, encouraging them to value their time. He would say, "Time is like water, it's precious, and once it's gone, you can never get it back. So use it wisely." Moral of the story: time is one of the most valuable resources we have, and once it's gone, we can't retrieve it. By learning to focus on what matters most and using our time wisely, we can live a life full of purpose and fulfillment. Every moment counts, so let's make the most of them.